Today we will learn how hydrogen is prepared by the electrolysis of water. What do you mean by the term electrolysis? When electric current is passed through any substance to decompose it into simpler substance, it is known as electrolysis. So when electric current is passed through any substance so that decomposition takes place, it is known as electrolysis. During electrolysis, an electrolyte is used. What is an electrolyte? An electrolyte is a substance that conducts electricity in its molten state and then it undergoes decomposition. So, any substance that conducts electricity in its molten state and can decompose is known as an electrolyte. Examples of electrolytes are hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid, potassium hydroxide, sodium hydroxide, and a solution of copper sulfate. The process of electrolysis is carried out in an electrolytic cell, which is a device in which the electrical energy is converted into chemical energy. It consists of two electrodes which are kept apart from each other but are in contact with the electrolyte. The electrode is a conductor used in the electrolytic cell and it conducts electricity into and out of an electrolyte. Electrodes are made up of metals or graphites. The electrodes are connected to the two terminals of the electrolytic cell. The positive electrode connected to the positive terminal is known as the anode, and the one connected to the negative terminal is known as the cathode. A battery is used to produce energy in the cell. In the electrolysis of water, the electrolyte used is acidified water. Now, what is the meaning of acidified water? Acidified water means distilled water in which a few drops of sulfuric acid has been added. We do not use distilled water because it does not conduct electricity due to the absence of free ions. So when we add sulfuric acid, what happens? It helps in dissociating the hydrogen and the oxygen ions from water. Hence, acidified water is used as the electrolyte. The electrode used is a graphite rod. That means the cathode is also made up of graphite and the anode is also made up of graphite. When the electric current is passed through the water or when the electric current is switched on, what happens is towards the cathode, the positive ions move because cathode is connected to the negative terminal, and we know that the positive ions are attracted to the negative and the negative are attracted to the positive ones. Unlike poles attract each other, okay, or unlike charges attract each other, so the positive charges all move towards the cathode and all the negative charges move towards the anode. So the positive charges are known as cations and the negative charges are known as anions. Hydrogen moves towards the cathode being positively charged and oxygen moves towards the anode being negatively charged. So hydrogen ions are the cations and oxygen ions are the anions, and hence hydrogen is collected in the cathode alongside oxygen is collected in the anode. This is how hydrogen is prepared by the electrolysis of water. So what is done? An electrolytic cell is prepared by taking an electrolyte. What is the electrolyte used? Acidified water. The cathode and the anode is made up of graphite. When electric current is passed through the cathode and the anode, it helps in dissociating the water into hydrogen and oxygen ions. Hydrogen ions being positively charged moves towards the cathode, and oxygen ions being negatively charged move towards the anode. Positively charged ions are known as cations and negatively charged ions are known as anions. Hence, hydrogen is collected in the cathode and oxygen is collected in the anode. I hope you all understood the electrolysis of water.